Forget everything you thought you knew about the humanoid robot race. The competition between Boston Dynamics and Unitree is not what most people assume it is. These two companies are not fighting over the same trophy. They are not even running in the same race. One of them wants to dominate factories, the other wants to dominate everywhere else. And the gap between those two missions is exactly why this rivalry matters so much for the next decade. Look at what each robot showed off recently, and the philosophy split becomes obvious instantly. Boston Dynamics released footage of Atlas grabbing a mini fridge that weighed about 100 pounds, packed with random items shifting around inside. The fridge was bulky, the load was uneven. Atlas adjusted on the fly, kept its center of gravity locked, and moved it without drama. That demonstration was not flashy. It was the whole point of the machine. A robot that handles ugly, awkward, real-world weight without falling over. Now flip to what Unitree did. 8 G1 robots walked onto the America's Got Talent stage and danced in formation next to a human performer. Live broadcast, live audience, no retakes. Other recent clips show G1 listening to spoken commands and producing kneeling poses, half squats, planks, and full dance routines on demand. 2 robots, 2 demonstrations. 2 completely different definitions of what a humanoid is supposed to do. Atlas stands roughly 6 feet 3 inches tall and tips the scale around 198 pounds. That mass is intentional. Electric actuators replace the old hydraulic plumbing, which means cleaner motion, more precise force control, and the ability to muscle around 110 pounds in short bursts or carry 66 pounds across longer cycles. The 56 degrees of freedom inside Atlas allow it to twist into positions a human spine could never survive. During Hyundai's School of Football campaign, Atlas pulled off the Ghost Rabona, a soccer trick where the kicking leg crosses behind the standing leg before striking the ball. Timing, coordination, balance, all executed by a robot designed for factory work. G1 is the opposite size profile, just 4 feet 4 inches tall, 77 pounds with the battery installed. Between 23 and 43 degrees of freedom depending on configuration, with optional dexterous hands on the EDU model. This robot is not trying to bench press the future. It is trying to dance, gesture, and exist comfortably in human-sized spaces. The smaller frame is a feature, not a limitation. Each robot is being taught completely different things. Atlas is being trained for industrial intelligence. Boston Dynamics partnered with Google DeepMind to push Gemini Robotics Foundation models into the system, which means Atlas is learning to look at a workspace, understand the layout, plan a multi-step task, manipulate the right parts, and repeat that workflow reliably without anyone holding its hand. NVIDIA processors handle the heavy perception and planning workload. G1 is being taught something very different. Voice-driven, real-time action generation. Speak to the robot replies. Then the robot turns your sentence into physical movement on the fly. There is footage of G1 saying, "Please wait a moment, I am thinking," before executing a requested motion. That is not industrial software. That is a conversational machine learning to translate language into motion live. The sensor packages confirm the divide. Atlas uses extensive camera coverage, tactile sensors in the hands, support for barcodes and RFID systems, plus protection against dust and water exposure. The hands do not just grab. They feel pressure, register slippage, and adjust grip during actual work cycles. Everything points toward warehouses, assembly lines, and dirty factory floors. G1 carries depth cameras, 3-dimensional LiDAR, a 4-microphone array for picking up speech from across a room, and a 5-watt speaker for talking back. The EDU configuration adds finger-level dexterity for grasping and gesturing. Everything points toward classrooms, demo stages, research labs, and homes. Here is where the production mindset really shows. Atlas runs roughly 4 hours per charge. But the bigger trick is what happens at the end of that cycle. Atlas walks itself to a charging station and swaps its own battery autonomously. No technician required, no babysitting. That feature only matters if you plan to run the robot through long industrial shifts, which is exactly what Hyundai is planning. The company wants 25,000 Atlas units deployed across its factories by 2028. None of that scale works without robots that handle their own power management. G1 runs about 2 hours per charge with no autonomous battery swap. That sounds like a downgrade until you remember what it is built for. Lab sessions, classroom demonstrations, public performances, developer experiments. 2 hours is plenty when the robot is not chained to a 24-hour production line. Atlas carries an IP67 rating and operates between -4 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. That specification only matters in environments where dust, moisture, and temperature swings are normal. Factories, warehouses, industrial yards. G1 has a lighter shell and an indoor design language that fits research environments and consumer-facing spaces. One robot is engineered to survive a factory. The other is engineered to fit into rooms with carpets and air conditioning. Atlas does not have a retail price tag. Boston Dynamics is selling enterprise contracts, not consumer products. Manufacturers place orders. Fleets get assigned to facilities. The Hyundai deployment plan for 25,000 units across factories by 2028 explains the entire business model. G1 starts around $16,000 before tax and shipping. It is available through global distribution channels. Universities buy them, developers buy them, robotics teams buy them. Unitree is not chasing factory contracts. Unitree is chasing volume. Atlas scales through factory deployment. G1 scales through accessibility. The takeaway nobody is talking about loudly enough is this: the humanoid race stopped being about building one perfect machine. It's split into 2 separate categories, each with its own winner. Atlas is positioned to dominate the workforce category. G1 is positioned to dominate the access category. The real question for the next decade is not which robot wins. The real question is which category produces the bigger revolution: the factory floor or the everyday world. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest AI and robotics updates. Your support helps us continue bringing you in-depth coverage of the biggest breakthroughs, industry developments, and emerging technologies that are transforming the world around us. For more cutting-edge tech content, check out AI Tech Academy, where we break down the innovations shaping tomorrow in a simple and engaging way. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and tell us which technology you want us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.